me. Alright, I'm gonna take this down so they can see me. Hi everyone, this is Miss Jen. Today we are going to carve pumpkins, and you're going to get to see what's inside the pumpkin, and Miss Jen's going to make a jack-o'-lantern. First off, when you see a pumpkin, you see a tiny bit of this part. This was the vine. Pumpkins grow on vines on the ground, and usually you see leaves too, and they're green. And usually when pumpkins first start growing, you usually see the flower, which is and then it turns into the pumpkin, and it's usually kind of green like this one first. You can see this one's still kind of green. They maybe picked it a little early. And then it turns orange. And this orange part is called the rind. It's kind of like the rind on an orange that you eat. And then this is the stem. You can see the tiny bit of vine that they cut the vine off to get the pumpkin off. Or sometimes, people pick the pumpkins right out of the patch and pick them off the vine. Or sometimes the farmers or the stores have them already in piles, are set aside for you to just pick up and buy. So we'll start with this one first. I'm going to cut the top first around, so that way we'll be able to see what's inside this pumpkin. Kind of turn the pumpkin when you're carving out the top part. And probably a lot of you maybe been to pumpkin patches or maybe even gotten pumpkins from the store and have made jack-o'-lanterns with your mommies or daddies or grandma and grandpas or friends and other family members. You probably use them for decoration on your front porch or out on the sidewalk, maybe next to your door. Miss Jen has hers at her apartment. Miss Jen has hers sitting next to her door when you first come in. The one that I did at home, that is. That way people can walk by and see it. Alright, so we almost are done here. So let's see what's inside. A little more. Here we go. Now it's coming. There we go. And on the inside, you can see that the seeds are in there. Kind of like when you unpeel orange, you see the seeds on the inside of the orange. And this stuff, this kind of slimy stuff that's with the seeds is called the pulp. It's like the pulp of an orange almost too. So what you're going to do is you can take it out with your hands. Sometimes they have like those carving kits you can get at the store, and it gives you like a spoon you can use to scrape out with. That helps you get the pulp and the seeds out. Sometimes people use pumpkins to make pumpkin pie out of. And they make it completely homemade. You want to make make sure you, if you're gonna use, sometimes people use their pumpkins though for jack-o'-lanterns. And if you're gonna carve even just the smiley face, or if you're gonna use it for pumpkin pie, you gotta take all the stuff out. Sometimes people save the seeds and they plant them in their yard for next year, but sometimes they let the seeds dry out and bake them, and then you can eat them. And sometimes they put a little bit of salt on them to give them a little bit of taste, because they're a little bit, don't have much of flavor to them. Sometimes though, when you're carving for a jack-o'-lantern, the carving kits have cool designs. You can use the papers, you can use the outline to cut them on. Now, a lot of times, if you touch the rind, it feels kind of slimy, and sometimes it can, depending on if it's been outside before you bring it in to carve it, it feels kind of cold too. Alright, so once you get it pretty well cleaned out on the sides, then you can go on and carve the face out on it. So when you get all the stuff out, it looks like this inside. Make the triangle, just make a regular smiley face on this pumpkin. I'm going to do a triangle shaped eye. And you can kind of push it out. The eye out. So we see we got one triangle shaped eye so far. I'll make the other eye be on the other side. You can make your eyes be any shape you want. It doesn't have to be necessarily be a triangle. But that's just what Miss Jen chose to do. And we need to draw smiley face. There's the mouth. Now we'll make a little triangle nose in the middle. Nothing fancy, but it's a jack-o'-lantern. And there you go. There is the jack-o'-lantern. All done with eyes and nose and a mouth and everything. And then you can put some kind of light inside or a candle and stick this back on top like that. And then it'll glow. And that's it.